Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. I'm calling it my Inchie box, not because it's an inch, because it's not. It's 2 by 2 by 6.5 inches, 5 by 5 by 16.5 centimetres. But it's because these panels are little inch squares, and I was inspired by my own blog. I was looking through my blog to find some Way Back Wednesday projects that I wanted to revisit, and I came across one of my Inchie cards, and I thought, well, I love a good Inchie card, I like a prettily decorated box, let's mix the two up. So that's what these panels are here. It's a fully sealed box at the bottom, but it does open at the top like this, and I thought it was rather cute. And I love the birthday bouquet paper, absolutely adore it. Now this is a blushing bride version. I'm going to do a pool party one because I'm going to have different ribbon on it. So move that out of the way. And the piece of cardstock you need is 8 1/4 by 11 inches, which is 21 by 28 centimetres. If you work in 8 1/2 by 11, keep yours the full 8 1/2 inches. But like I say, for international A4, 8 1/4 by 11 inches. So on the long side, score it at 2 inches, 8 1/2 and 10 1/2, which in metric is 5, 21 1/2 and 26 1/2. Don't worry about writing it all down. It's going to be on my blog. Direct link in the description bar. And then on the short side, very, very easy. Score it every 2 inches at 2, 4, 6 and 8, or at 5, 10, 15 and 20 centimetres. And that's why I say if you have 8 1/2 by 11 cardstock, keep yours at 8 1/2 because you've got that little extra bit there, because I've got the tiniest little adhesive tab basically now. So, scoring from out the way. Oh, squeaky chair alert. Right, so when you hold it in this fashion, and I'm hoping that the light's going to help me out, we've got a square, well, we've got a horizontal line there, big gap, another one, and we've got a skinny part. That is the top, because that is the lip that's going to go in there. So you need to cut away the bit at the bottom, and I haven't done my folding and burnishing yet because it makes it easier when you're cutting. Cut straight up these, and those are all going to fold around, and they are going to form the base of the box. Now the lid is coming from the back, so I've got my seam here, which you can just see here, and my lid is coming from the back. So this is going to be where my seam is. So that part is going to be the lid. So we need to get rid of some other bits, and I think it's probably easiest to come around like this. And separate that bit. So that part there is what's going to come over. Now obviously we need a couple of flaps there, because if you didn't have them, the box would kind of tend to gape open. And the ones you need is the one that's next to it, leave a gap, and the furthest one. So if I come round, and I'm angling very slightly, and I'm going to angle on this one. We don't need this one at all, so just hack it off completely. So that's where we are so far. So that's going to be the lid, and these are going to be the arms that fold in. So you need to trim them off a little bit. You don't need to be hugely scientific about it. And that's what your base box is left like. So that's the back, and those are the panels, the arms that fold over. So now come along and burnish. And my bone folder. And like I say, this is the tiniest little adhesive tab. And I showed a tip the other day when using double-sided tape, so I will show it again if you didn't see it on my video the other day. And fold up this one and crease this part here, because that's going to tuck inside. And then all of those. So before I do anything else, I want to round these corners because I'll only forget, which is kind of me, I would forget. So I'm just rounding off those corners. And now to put the beautiful paper on. So I wrote down a set of measurements because I was going to be using 6x6 paper at first, and these panels are 6 1/4 inches long. So if you want to use a 6x6 pack, just make everything just a shade smaller. But these measure 6 1/4 by 1 3/4, which is 16 by 14 and a half. No, by 4.5 centimetres, and I've got 4 of them. So I'm going to put snail all over those, and then I have got one for the top of the box, and that measures 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, which is 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres. I'm just going to grab my snail. And obviously this beautiful paper, I mean, you've got the balloons on there, which is very much a birthday theme, or maybe just celebration, I guess, but you know, you could make this box really, or with this paper pack, for any occasion. My first one wasn't particularly for a birthday, because I've just gone with the spots, and I've got an ice cream, this sort of geometric design, and then flowers, just whatever you fancy really. But I think that's the wonderful versatility of this paper pack. I absolutely love it, and I use it very frequently. I'm on, I think, maybe my 4th or 5th pack of it now. That's how often I use it. Okay, so I didn't explain where to put these panels, but I think it was kind of obvious. This square one goes on this one here, which has got the tab. So that's going to sit on the top. And I've deliberately gone with the same pattern as this one because I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you've got a different colour but the same paper. Okay, this tab here, now fuse is too wide for it, and our double-sided tape is a smidge too wide, so I'm going to show you a tip. Same one I did the other day, and like I say, if you didn't see it, you're going to get a chance to. And you can see it peeps over a little bit too much. So when you peel it off, alright, paper piercer, again you can see it's sticking over ever so slightly. Just come along and fold it back on itself. It's obviously double-sided tape, so it's going to stick to itself quite happily, and that's a perfect amount of adhesive on there now. No problem. Right, fold that up, stick it down. So the box lid is going to come around like this, so we need to make this the front. So fold in your sides and the back, the front, and leaving, I've lost the front of the box. So that's my front, and that is my lip going in there. So I just want to put a little handy helper bit in there. So I like my 1-inch circle punch for this. Only about, oh, I want to say not even nearly a half circle, but just enough that you can stick your thumb in it and it's not going to block it coming out or anything like that. Okay, my little Inchie panels. So these aren't 1 inch, these are 1 1/4 inches. So if you're going to go with 2.5 centimetres, cut yours to 3 centimetres. These pool party pieces, and then I've got scraps of the DSP that I want to go with. I want one of the ice cream cones, and I want to try and get a pool party one. I'm not going to get a pool party one on this piece. Typical. Let me see if I've got another piece around. I wanted the pool party ice cream. I'm just looking on my shelves to see if I've got any more. Oh. Typical. I've got everything but on a scrap sheet, and I think you'd all shout at me if I... I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to hack into a piece of 12 by 12 just so I can get a pool party ice cream cone. That one, I think. No, you're all yelling at me now, aren't you? Should we go with that one? There we go. We'll have that one. Right in the bottom, in the middle. Oh, I'm a heathen, aren't I? We'll have one of those. I'm going to try and get a pool party balloon in the same sort of fashion. That one, I think. And then I'm going to see if I can get a pool party flower. Yay, look, I can. So there we go, 1 inch punch that was. So let's stick all of these down with some snail onto this part. I can't believe I did that, punched a square in the middle of the bottom of a sheet of 12 by 12. All in the name of creativity, huh? Okay. Stick my flower on. And my little balloon. And then what I'm going to do now, let me close this up. Ooh. So I've got the metallic thread. This is the silver metallic thread, and I'm cutting off maybe 2 feet, maybe, oh, I don't know, maybe 60 centimetres, 24 inches. And I've got one end here, one in there, and I'm just kind of wrapping it quite loosely around my hand and gripping it. I'm going to grab a bit of snail, which is just there, and I'm just sticking the centre bit on it. I've got a loose end there. I'm going to stick that down, this loose end, going to stick that down as well, and then I can put all of these bits on, and they're going to cover up that silver thread a little bit, but it will peep through. So dimensional on the back of all of those. And I want the ice cream at the top, but not right at the very top. I want the flower in the middle. And I'm just eyeballing my gap, and then my balloon there, and I've got a little bit of this going over the top. And now I'm just going to finish with it with a pool party bow. Hence the whole pool party thing. This lovely Blushing Bride ribbon came from the Love Blossoms embellishment pack, and it's gorgeous, but I wanted to use a different ribbon this time. And so, with a mini glue dot on the back of that, my box, my pretty little Inchie box, is done. What do you think? Oh look, I got ice creams at the top for both of them. Oh, I didn't realise that. Anyway, I hope you like it. I hope you like the idea, and maybe you'll make one too. Thanks ever so much for watching. Bye.